goes to the club and makes it rain like $600, and it's like, oh, he a baller. They call him baller. I mean, I assume that in like Skyrim, that's a lot of money.
But like it would be in
Here,
coins,
it's
so
like
you'd just be tossing coins.
Bring quarters to a strip club. Make it hail.
Was it Insanity Wolf?
Yeah, Insanity Wolf.
Greet the day by punching the sun.
And then there was Courage Wolf, which was mosquito bites you. Eat it. Take back what is yours.
Yep.
Oh, we're live.
Hey everyone!
What's up?
What episode are we on?
We're on 50, dude.
Nice.
Hey, Taylor.
Yes.
Guess what I did today?
You learned about yourself.
Did I learn anything about myself today? I learned that I really like Watch Dogs 2. That was like when I started playing it. That I learned that.
So what did you learn today?
Well, now I'm just in this like loop of self-reflection. Like, what did I learn about myself today? Well, today I beat Far Cry 4.
Nice. Wait.
Yeah, I beat it.
No. Far Cry 3.
No. I beat Far Cry 4 today.
Oh, what was that?
It was Far Cry 4.
Explain.
You don't get it? You're not getting it? Well, what I did was absolutely nothing.
Oh, yeah, you got the secret ending where you just wait there and then
It just cuts to credits. I love that.
Yeah, that seems legit.
Yeah, I went on my phone and watched a video about like Timothy Lawrence from the Borderlands 3 DLC. Which, now that I know he's in there, I really need to go back and do the DLC for Borderlands 3. New one's coming out with Gage as a wedding planner. I think we talked about that last episode.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be super exciting. I hope Axton shows up.
So.
And I hope Salvador shows up in, like, the third DLC. And Krieg.
So. On welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, where I'm... What?
No, it's just like, Borderlands 3, the whole question that I had to ask myself the entire time I played Borderlands 3 was, where the fuck is everybody? Cause like, at the end of the pre-sequel, the Guardian shows up and he's like, a war's coming and you'll need all the Vault Hunters you can get. Third game comes around, like,
where are all the Vault Hunters?
No one and they've lost people.
Yeah,
they gained no one and they lost people.
Did they gather the Vault Hunters somewhere else?
No, they didn't gather the Vault Hunters.
Maybe they gathered them somewhere else. So
it's like, why do you have the pre-sequel being like, you must all come together, and then the third game being like, nah, just kidding.
I like it.
It's like the Guardian in the second game. It's like, you must all come together for the big war, and it just like cuts to like Gage, and she's like, no, we're not gonna do that.
I am retired. So, welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. We're not going to talk more about Borderlands.
Okay, but wait, real quick. One more thing. Krieg is the only one that, like, makes sense for him to not be there because he's in a cave working on himself. He's learning how to, like, tap into his sane part of his personality, and the sane part is learning how to, like, live with the monster that has consumed who he is, and... You know, it's pretty cool. You get some ecologues for him, so it's like, Krieg, it makes sense that Krieg's not around because, you know, he's doing some self-therapy stuff. But nobody else has any excuse to not be here.
Yeah. So, welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
Hey, I'm Blue Jack.
I'm Taylor.
That's Taylor.
And we're on episode 50. We're in 50. Turnabout Goodbyes, and I think we're in like the sort of the final act.
Yeah, this is like the final act.
I think it's the final act of the final act, but legends say that there may or may not be another one. I don't know. But the thing is, we're out here arguing with Von Karma. We had we brought Polly, the parrot, to the stand, and we've established that it has the same name as the old man's fiance, who's also named Polly. And that's a connection, but we got to do better than that. And I was thinking, like, we were thinking about, I was talking about it before the show, and I'm like, I'm a little stumped. I'm thinking I don't know, just scroll through the court record and see if anything looks familiar.
Let's get through this dialogue first. Yeah, I'm over here like, hey, Your Honor, I've got like evidence, and Von Karma's over here like, oh, well, if you're wrong, then bad things happen because I'm Von Karma and I said so. That's not how courtrooms work, Von Karma. How about you go fuck yourself?
It's just like, he just wants to establish like new court rules. It's like, no.
Like, yeah, like, this is the new court rule that I made up.
I'm gonna set up a new rule that if you give yourself a thumbs up, then I win the trial. And then he's like, aha, well, I would never any thumbs up. And
yeah, he like points to himself with his thumb. It's like, oh, goddamn.
After that, trials got way too easy because we realized we could just set up arbitrary rules with the judge.
Seriously, and the judge is like, oh, well, I guess that makes sense.
Well, I mean, he was... I don't know how this is supposed to work. I'm just going by what you guys said as the rules.
The judge is, what was it? There's this comedian, I think it was, I want to say John Mulaney, but he was talking about, like, what it's like that to have like Trump in office now, and he compares it to like there being a horse in a hospital, and he's like, the horse doesn't know what he's doing here, we don't know what he's doing here, everyone's confused, no one more so than the horse. We don't know what's gonna happen, but we know it's going to be really bad. And that's kind of how I feel about the judge. I feel like the judge is just kind of like, the judge is like the opposite. He's not a horse. He's more like
a man in a horse hospital.
No, the judge is more like a lost puppy. He's just kind of like, well, what am I doing
Someone explain
here?
this to me, please. Karma voice. Judge, explain your smallness. Amputate.
Amputate.
Your line.
All right.
Very well. That seems like a proof to me. Witness, you may continue.
Press? Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me.
A talking parrot? Talking to me?
Is that a song?
No, it's a talking cat reference. I think the movie is just called like A Talking Cat ?
Oh yeah,
a talking cat talking to me. I can only talk like once to a person, so yeah. I guess that's the thing.
Yeah, that was
such
one
a bizarre
that
movie.
JonTron reviewed.
It's like
that's how I know about that movie.
I swear that big empty house has been used in several low-budget films.
Probably. Frankly, I can't believe that you're speaking to the parrot.
Well, I guess we could try to get some information. Yeah, we read this.
Yeah.
We need to show the judge that our owner is Mr. Yogi. Let's see. And I wish we could just be like, Polly, who's your owner thing? No, I think we tried asking that. No.
Oh, wait, okay, wait, hang on. What if we just held up, like, a picture of Yanni Yogi or something? I don't know. Let's use the metal detector on him.
No.
I don't know, show him the deal 6 incidental?
Let's see.
Pull it.
Let me check. I'm looking.
Taylor is accessing his memory banks. Witness, you can't just say hello. Why you must testify. Have we forgotten something? What is your name? What's the safe number? Maybe I'll get her to say the number of that safe. That's your name.
The safe number. Huh? The safe? Why?
Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay?
Polly, what was the number to the safe in the shack? 1228. 1228.
Oh, snap, son.
My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright? Let me think.
Read the line.
You aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. Oh, it does!
Yes, it does. Actually, it does. Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Oh, ridiculous. How can a number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? It's the letter!
What?
The letter from Von Karma. Do we have
No, it's the... Wait.
Or is it...
Case summary.
No. Case summary? No, we had...
First name K,
letter.
last name summary.
Case summary?
Case
file?
Hold on. I think it's the case.
Oh no! I meant to just look at it, but okay. The Deal 6 file? What is this obsession you have with that case?
Mr. Wright? Where in this file is something, case summary? Is something related to the safe number?
It's on the case summary page.
Lou Jack was pointing, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I was pointing.
I was good method acting.
Yeah, thank you.
The case summary?
The case summary.
The case summary?
Metal Gear.
Do that every time.
Every time. I can't not. Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred.
Is that a mechanical oryx? Metal Deer.
Metal Gear. You think that when he's like fixing a car or something and he's like looking at the gears in it, he's just like Metal Gear.
No, but that seems like something Otacon would do, imitating him.
Oh, Metal Gear. Now I'm just trying to imagine what Otacon would sound like trying to impersonate Snake.
I don't know.
It's just like,
Metal
Gear.
I don't know how to add that many layers. The date of the incident, December 28th. Why, that's today's date. Why, it's not too late. Boy, I shall give you half a crown to purchase the largest turkey.
The one as big as me? Yeah,
the one as big as you. That's on the B side of the bingo is
Scrooge.
Oddly specific literature references.
Oh man, I thought of something earlier that we needed to add to the bingo card, but now I can't remember what it was.
It'll probably come up because if it's gonna be on the bingo card, it's something that has to come up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Well, that's today. That's today's date.
Yeah. And the number on that safe is 1228.
Ah.
Use the date of the DL6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. I'm pointing again. I do that like without thinking at this point.
It's working. I see. It is certainly an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates.
Bah! This is not tangible proof!
Do you think the objection sound is just Phoenix Wright's but lowered?
I don't know.
That would be kind of weird if they just... I'll look that up.
Yeah. I set my ATM's card number to 0001 because I'm number 1. Okay, 1, that's incredibly conceited. 2, now everyone in this room knows what your card number is.
No, it's a court law thing, though. I'm pretty sure it's just a peanut gallery in the background.
This has nothing to do with the date. Nothing!
Anecdotal evidence. That's purely anecdotal, sir.
Wait, did you look it up?
I'm looking up is Von Karma's objection. Phoenix, slow down. Don't see anything here. Nope. Nothing in particular. That's enough, he says, looking up from his phone. I think we've reached a conclusion here.
This is a mere coincidence, that's all.
Says you, buckaroo. True, that is a possibility.
You know, I want there to be like a picture of Handsome Jack that says, "At first I lolled, but then I serioused."
That was a good meme.
Yeah, I talked about that at one time. One thing that makes Handsome Jack such a memorable character is that, like, throughout most of the game, he just kind of feels like an annoying goon person that would never actually show up in get his own hands dirty, and then when you kill his daughter, he shows up and like kills Roland, and then puts a collar on Lily. He like gets all serious. So just
he does
like
get all serious.
Yeah, so that's why I want a picture of Handsome Jack, where it's like, at first I lulled, and it's just him talking about, like, pretzels and butt stallion, and then it goes to, like, him where he, like, throws the collar onto Lilith, and he's like, but then I serious. Yeah.
I can see. I'm not. Oh, you can't hear me. I'm nodding.
Oh, yeah, Taylor was yelling.
If you understand, just nod, he says over the phone. Okay, are you nodding?
Welcome back to Pointy and Naughty.
I said...
I'm Pointy and Naughty. That's Naughty.
Hello, I'm Naughty. Check your phone. I sent you something.
You sent me something on my phone.
I wanted to get your reaction.
You wanted to get a reaction out. Man, we're doing a show right now. All
yeah,
right.
but I wanted you to record I wanted to record the reaction.
This thing is downloading. Taylor sent me a thing that's now downloading. No subject, just downloading. Voila. We'll come back to that.
No, I sent you a picture.
Send me a picture. Well, it just says downloading.
What?
It's just downloading.
Well, go to the next dial.
Check it again.
Check it again.
Dude, I'm not serious. Look. Here's my phone. Here's the text you sent me.
Wow, it's
Yeah.
It's just downloading.
It's just
download. Wow.
Yeah. Well,
all right. I guess we'll see that later.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
Drew.
Oh wait, there it is. No, it's. Now I just have to click on it, and it'll slowly but surely, in the most laggy way possible, load up some picture that will disappear for a slight minute as it loads, and then come back in full.
How is that just how you're?
It's just how my phone is.
But you're like connected to the Wi-Fi here.
I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Your phone doesn't work that way. But still,
it's a very old.
That is wild.
I mean, it is connected to the Wi-Fi here.
I should have just sent it to you on the Facebooks or something.
It's downloading again.
Oh my god. Hold on. If I send it to you over Wi-Fi on like the Facebooks.
I'm just going to like restart my phone here because it's like super laggy right now.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, I'm just gonna restart that, and again we'll come back to that. Back to this though.
True. That is a possibility. However, two coincidences. Two coincidences.
It's a coincidence that's also super convincing.
It's a convincing. It's a
convincing coincidence.
We gotta patent that. That's a good one. That one you folks at home, you can have that one for free.
Yes. That's our gift to you.
At the same time, seems more like a pattern to me.
What are you saying?
You put spaghetti in the center.
Oh yeah. Your Honor, have you tried the spaghetti? It's actually really good, but I can't seem to stop getting it on my sweater for some reason. Like every time I go to take a bite, it's just like whoop, and like jumps onto my sweater.
Objection. Court record must show that he has spaghetti on his sweater already. Amendment, Mom Spaghetti. Tell us your name. Wait. Oh, I did the thumb thing.
Ah! This witness, he doesn't remember.
Oh, I'm doing caretaker, right?
No, I was doing it.
You do caretaker.
I was giving him that elder Kai voice.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Whoa, did he get taller?
No, he just stopped slouching.
Yeah. I've accomplished well, now that voice
you give him a different voice.
My headcanon is that he's been
I have accomplished what I wanted to do. Yeah. I am done.
Yeah.
Nick, he looks totally different. He did that Christopher Reeves thing where he like stood up, and then he's Superman, sort of deal.
We talked about how there's.
Am I talking about the right actor?
Yeah. Was it Christopher Reeves? I think it was. But we talked about like how there's an element of psychology in this.
Yeah, how Superman maintains a secret identity because people don't think he has one.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh yeah, Superman. He just like lives in the South Pole.
He actually like canonically, North Pole, I think.
North Pole.
Right now it's the Bermuda Triangle. Last I saw. It was during the whole Leviathan thing. It was a long story.
Bro, if I was Superman, I would not set up in the Bermuda Triangle. Not because it's the Bermuda Triangle, but because that's way too close to Florida.
Dude, it's funny.
We gotta go visit Superman! We put a rocket on this fan boat. Look, he'll give us one of his space balls if we trade him this alligator.
No, it's funny because, like, it was the comic where it's like Batman really like recruits a bunch of detectives to like help him figure out who this Leviathan character is.
What is this? Some kind of Batman Incorporated?
Yeah, something like that.
No, that sounds literally like Batman Incorporated.
I mean,
because they have Leviathan.
I never read Batman Incorporated, but that's not what this is.
So he gets a bunch of detectives.
Yeah, they're like in for Superman's fortress, who isn't there at the time because it's just them. They're there for some reason.
They got the key under the mat.
Yeah. Batman, dude, you know that if like one person
had like the keys,
had the key to Superman's fortress, it would definitely be Batman.
It's like, but instead of like being on like a cool like attached thing, it has to be like a physical key, and so he's just got like a key ring with like one key to like a regular car that he owns, and the other is one key to a regular car, one crystal-looking key that can open the Fortress of Solitude, and that third one that he's certain he didn't put there. It's just there.
It's just there. It's just
a decoy key.
But yeah.
You got that decoy key.
But yeah, I think they like teleport there somehow, and they're talking about like where the location of the fortress is. And Batman, one of them talked about it being in the North Pole, but then Batman was like, "Actually, no, something happened to the fortress, and well, now it's in the Bermuda Triangle." And Plastic Man is there because he's a detective apparently, and he's just like, "Wait, we're in the Bermuda Triangle now?" And he just kind of like moves his head, like stretches it out of the fortress just to like kind of look around outside.
Oh, he just like cranes it way out of the shot.
Just to like look around, and it's just like, huh. This is the Bermuda Triangle.
I just realized that if the Justice League did like one of those old-timey like VHS like introductions that they show to new recruits, you know, like they recorded it on like a VHS, and it's like, if you're watching this, it's because you've been accepted into the Justice League, and it's all like a little bit blurry and stuff. Yeah. But like all the training shots are just done by Plastic Man, and so like every time it's like it's panning down from a long shot, you just hear this like rubbery sound. It's like this person, that person, a Plastic Man, and it turns around the camera, and it's just whoop, hello, whoop.
Hello.
Man, the funniest thing about one of my favorite things about Plastic Man is that like I feel like he really straddles the line between being hilarious and being terrifying. Because like on one hand it's super fun to see him like just turn into stuff. Like it's like prop humor like right there.
Yeah.
But like every time he's like, oh, let me look at something across the room, and he just cranes his neck. You're just like, can you just?
It's just like whoop.
Yeah. Stop
doing that. It's just like, dude, my name's Eel. Fucking what were you expecting?
Is his name Eel?
Yeah, his name's Eel.
Eel on Sleaze Pagano?
No. Well, his real name is Patrick O'Brien, but he goes by Eel. I guess that's from his crook days. When he was a crook.
It's because of the face he'd make when he told a joke. Everyone remember, what was it, like Bad Joke Eel or whatever?
No, I don't. But can we please get Plastic Man in the in a DC movie? Can we get him like?
Oh, that'd be fun.
Can the next movie be a Plastic Man movie? This guy's just begging to be on the big screen, guys. But don't let Zack Snyder direct it. He'll make it all like.
I like the idea of it being like a drama, and it's like has more. It ends up being super like thematic, where it's not just about like him transforming and stuff. It's about him finding how he fits into the world, and it's called like A Plastic Man.
I could dig it.
Yeah.
But just don't let Zack Snyder direct it. Zack Snyder is the only dude that I could see taking like a lighthearted, fun character and being like, oh, but what if it was dark and gritty and
look, we can't. I'm just glad we're not in the darkest timeline, because we're not the timeline where Shazam was directed by Zack Snyder and it was in black and white.
Thank God, I mean, like, how horrible would that have been?
What? Like, it was in color. It had color.
It had colors,
it was
and it
great.
was fun. There was like humor.
Your phone is charged
now. There were smiles, and people were laughing. It wasn't just, oh, everything's so dark and pretty.
It was. Mwah.
He wasn't killing people with a machine gun.
He wasn't.
Like certain Batman characters.
Wasn't dragging around a car behind him with a harpoon like a wrecking ball.
Dude, I could see Shazam doing that, and like as he's doing that, he like swings the car, and he's just like, "I came in like a wreck."
Man, I feel bad for everyone behind the project who like tried to veto that idea, but like it didn't go through.
Wait, what idea?
Whoever proposed the idea of like, okay, we're gonna have this car chase scene with Batman, and he's gonna use the harpoon thing on his vehicle to like make another vehicle like topple over, and they're like, oh, cool. But then he's like gonna keep it attached, and then he's gonna like turn around a corner, and it's gonna like barrel through a whole building, and it's like, what? That's just even for Dark Batman, that's just like maximum collateral damage. It's not like beating more bad guys.
Remember in All-Star Batman where he, like, split a car in half by ramming the Batmobile through it?
Yeah! What is it? He just did the, he just cleaved it like an old-timey trireme.
I'm the goddamn Batman!
It's like, I know, that's not how a car, like even in a comic book setting, it's not that, like, that's not how cars work. It's the fact that, like, his car isn't built to cut through car. Like, that's not its thing. That's not like its special ability.
That dude's definitely dead now.
I could totally believe that a comic book car could do that if it even if it was blunt. Like, if it had like a big karate chop hand on the front.
Like some kind of guillotine blade.
Yeah, I was thinking guillotine blade, but like less realistically, but still like thematically appropriate, like a karate chop hand.
Karate chop.
Yeah, just got a big metal hand.
Yeah, that's the vehicle that Karate Kid drives. He's like with the Legion of Superheroes. It's just like, hey guys, check out my car.
That reminds me. I looked up a list of like best martial artists in the DC universe, and it's kind of up for debate along some of them. But like Lady Shiva was way up there.
Well, obviously.
But I think like
was David King there? Or David Kane? Is he there?
David King.
Cassie's Batgirl, what's she called now? Orphan's dad.
I don't know if he's in top 10.
He should be like at least top 20.
Because in the top 10, you've got Batman, obviously. You got Black Canary. You've got Lady Shiva. You've got Orphan. There's probably Deathstroke in there, possibly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the top one, and honestly, I feel like I wanted the top one to go to like Lady Shiva, but the top one was to Karate Kid, and I was like, that's fair, simply because his whole thing is knowing all the martial arts. That's his specific thing. That's like his only ability.
It's funny that like he knows all the martial arts, but he decided to go by Karate Kid.
Yeah.
It's like not like Kung Fu Dude or like
Kung Fu Dude
or like. I don't know, Taekwondo Champo, you went with Karate Kid? Like, are you even a kid anymore?
His name was Yanni, so he goes by Champ Yan.
I don't even know how old he is. Isn't he like one of the Legion of Superheroes?
He's from like the far future, and he knows future martial arts, but like...
So like, is the Karate Kid movies based on the Karate Kid character from DC Comics?
No.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, it's just to have the same name. But yeah, it is kind of funny that it's just like, oh, and here's Karate Kid, and they're like actually way more powerful than you expect, simply because like anytime they're kind of like a cheesy build that someone would make for an RPG, where it's like, okay, we're in a Supers game, and it's like, oh, we're in a high-level Supers game, so it's like, okay, this guy's like a Superman build. I got like a Green Lantern. I can make like any tool. What's yours? I have all the martial arts. Oh, like Batman? No, like every martial arts, including every martial arts technique, even if like they're really wild. So it's like, oh, I can do a judo throw on a character that's like Galactus size. It just doesn't matter. Like if I grab their toe, I can like flip them, and if Superman tries to punch me, I can judo trip him, and it'll fly into space and knock into the moon. Oh man, it's so good. Like it's so good because it's like any time that you can be like, you can cheese a rule and be like, can I do this with martial arts? The answer is yes. How did you hack into my system? Oh, I used pressure points on your keypad, and it broke the security system. It doesn't matter. I'm Karate Kid.
I'm the goddamn Karate Kid.
Look, I have one power. I want that one power to be very broadly usable in the most absurd ways. So, oh man, it's good. You look up the like respect thread on like Reddit for Karate Kid, and you get some fun stuff in there.
This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally.
Will the real Yanni Yogi please stand up?
Will the real Yanni Yogi or Laurel Yogi please stand up?
Yogi.
Laurel Loki. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity.
This whole time I thought he'd been so mild-mannered.
Acting for 15 years.
Well, let me ask you again. Goes down and he's got like sandals on. What are those? Please state your name for the court.
My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff.
Had a little air to it.
15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court.
How are you doing it?
Yeah.
Order! Stop with the rhubarb, please. Yanni Yogi? So it was you who killed Robert Hammond? And tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death?
Sorry, Your Honor, I didn't get much sleep.
I had just seen the most amazing movie I'd ever seen in my life. I can't think. It's about. Hold on, I'm trying to summarize a movie that I've seen like really quickly. It's the most amazing movie I've ever seen in my life. So there's this bald guy who leads like a group of like people who drive cars really fast, and they think he did a crime, but actually he didn't. Well, he did do a car crime, but he's not doing the other crimes that they think they did. And so to beat him, they send this other even larger bald guy to find him, and they're hiding in South America. And then
is that an actual movie?
Fast Five. I'm just doing my best with Fast Five. And the larger bald guy, he's got like a cool goatee, and he's played by a Rock, the Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson. Dude, no, my go-to movie with bum reviews is always like Watchmen, just because I love when he talks about. I just love how he summarizes it. And at the end, he's like, none of them are really superheroes. One of them is like a misogynist, rapey dude, and the others are just kind of meh. And the other just goes around flashing everybody with his big blue dick.
You know,
I was in the Naked Blue Band group.
You know,
but they said I wasn't Jewish enough.
You know, it's my no. It was. Was that it? I think that was.
That was it.
No. Here's one of my favorite theories that I feel like is sort of fallen by the wayside. And now I don't know. I need to know more about Dr. Manhattan to see if this actually fits in. But I like the idea that it's not the raw cosmic power and like seeing the future and stuff that made Dr. Manhattan all wonky. It's that. Since it took him like a month to reform, like he was basically like an energy creature, and then he had to like form some bones and muscles just to get back into a humanoid form. That he spent so long as a non-entity or like a non-physical thing that he has a hard time like he basically like forgot what it feels like to be human, and so he has trouble like relating to people.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like it's not like he got his powers and was like, I have cosmic power. It's like he got his cosmic powers, but he got zapped into basically nothingness. Yeah. And that would kind of mess you up on a psychological level, where it's like, did I exist last month? I don't know. Am I really the same person if I was deleted from existence?
Yeah.
Because at that point, you start asking yourself, like, if you change on such a radical level, like, you start asking yourself, am I that person? You know, was that person just zapped, and then I just remember who they are?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah, it gets real existential.
Wait, hold on. I have an idea. He just replicates himself before the accident. Okay, now there's a me in the universe. What am I doing here? Oh, well, it's so obvious. Make Pokemon real. Oh, yeah, Pokemon's real.
No, don't do that. That would be No, don't make Pokemon real. Look, man.
Too real.
Let me tell you something about Pokemon. Pokemon is fucking terrifying. Pokemon should not look the way it does in the anime or in the games. If Pokemon was real, then our world would look more like the world of Fallout than it does Pokemon. I mean, think about it. You got these, like, earth-shattering Pokemon, and there's more than one. You got your Rayquazas, your Groudons.
Well, in that case, they're more like...
In
that case, it's more like Kaiju, where, like, they act as, like, grand protectors of the planet.
Don't even get me started on how some Pokemon are literally just dead children, and then there's Drowsy, who kidnaps children and eats their dreams. Look, man.
What if you had a Pokemon that eats ghosts' dreams or something?
Look, man, whatever you do, do not make Pokemon real. I don't want to live in that world.
It's too late, I made Pokemon real.
I don't want to live in a world where I have to worry about my child being kidnapped by a Drowsy in the middle of the night.
I would love a variant, like, rule in Pokemon where if you didn't have a Pokemon, not only could people not challenge...
And then becoming a Pokemon.
Hold on, not only could people not challenge you to battles, but, like, wild Pokemon just weren't interested. Like, what if it's like, oh, I don't smell any Pokemon on them. There's nothing to battle over here. Never mind.
That'd be interesting. House roulette.
Oh no, it's too late. I already made Pokemon real.
That sounds like a World Doctor's bit. Oh look, it's we turned him into Dr. Manhattan. Oh well, what should he do? What should we have him do first? Well, first
right. 3D the 3D printer keeps printing the opposite of what we ask it. Okay, 3D printer, don't make Pokemon real.
3D Pokemon, don't make Dr. Manhattan real. Oh, Dr. Manhattan's real. Now Dr. Manhattan, make Pokemon real.
And now Prince a ladder, and then it just a hole opens up under it and it crashes in. Oh, because the opposite of a ladder is a hole.
Ah,
man, there's so much I love about that gag. Like, one, that it's doing the opposite of what they say, like literally. Two, that he explains the joke after it. But like, three, the fact that it in quotations it 3D prints a hole. Like a hole just opens up under it. It's good stuff.
Oh, by the way, I beat Watch Dogs 2. And other news.
This child is dying. He needs a new liver or something. And to save him, we'll use this 3D printer. And it's taking too long. Well, let's print a faster 3D printer. And you just see the mesh of a better 3D printer sort of like pop up from the floor and like overlap it.
Right.
Oh man, I love the. I told you about the series that they.
I was trying to talk about Watch Dogs 2. Just that I beat it and it was great. That's all I really have to say about it.
Let's continue this a little bit more, and then we'll cover more about World Doctors and they made another series thing.
Did they?
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Daddy and the Big Boy.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah. We should watch it after this episode.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a short episode.
Yeah. Yes, it was me. I did it. Hang on.
I want spaghetti
I gotta think
right
of what
now.
kind of voice to give this guy. Do you think you have a gravelly voice?
No, what, Yogi?
Yeah.
No, just wanted him to be like laser focused.
Laser focused. Okay, so hang on.
We're gonna put some air into it.
They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago.
There we go.
Robert Hammond. He said I was mentally ill, mentally unsound.
I mean, no one in that elevator really was.
No.
But
least of all Miles. Like, holy crap. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So, I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really.
Luckily,
but he didn't believe me.
Luckily, the epoxia only resulted in mibidal brain dabblage.
Minimal brain dabblage. That's a lot of dabblage.
It was like a thing in Futurama, and it's like, yes, the force shields worked, and now we've escaped with only mibidal drain babblage.
We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiance, my social standing.
My coconut factory.
Have you considered the coconut, Your Honor? Have you considered its roots?
Objection! A coconut factory is not a thing that exists.
Then this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol.
Wait, hold on. It might be. Technically, you need like a whole plantation to grow coconuts, but you could have like a factory that like pops open the outside of the coconut, you know?
But what about the banana factories? Tell me banana, son.
Now it's a banana farm.
God,
you could build a banana factory, but consider the coconut. Consider its leaves. I mean, the stuff, all that stuff from the coconut, that's all you need.
But to get it, you have to kill an eel, bury its guts, and then it'll sprout a tree, and from that tree will come the coconut.
Dude, that would make a good Minecraft mod, if you could get coconuts by killing an eel and then planting it like a seed.
It's from Moana, for anyone who doesn't know.
Yep.
The plan was written out in careful detail.
I killed a tree and buried its guts. It grew up a tree, now you got coconuts.
Been eating a lot of coconuts lately. I pretty much live off coconuts now. That's like my
Be careful of the coconut. If that's all you eat, you're gonna get diarrhea. Seriously though, don't eat just coconuts.
I don't
you will
like
get diarrhea.
coconuts.
Well, if you did like coconuts, don't just eat coconuts. You gotta eat something else.
Eat a banana with it. Obviously.
Oh, okay. Now we're both considering the coconut and we're tallying these bananas.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect. High five.
Your line?
Line! Whose line is it anyway? It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets.
It says here on my tattoo, no regrets.
No regrets.
Not even a single letter.
No rugrats, because I'm never having kids. Because
no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth. Yep, that's what I said. What do you mean?
I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
On karma? Where is... I blinked. I had one of those really slow blinks like Phoenix Wright has, and Mr. Yogi is gone. Where... Mr. Mon Karma, where is Mr. Yogi?
He just disappeared. Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession.
Then, defendant, Miles Edgeworth is,
innocent. In this case, at least.
Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? As my colleagues know, I am not afraid to take a stand. There are a few mysteries left unsolved, like, did we ever get a picture of Gordy?
Edgeworth's just like, Jesus Christ, not this again.
Okay, so that was one of my dumber predictions that did not come true. Was Gordy involved in any of this? That would have been really amusing.
Would have been great.
Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Robert Hammond. Any questions? Nope, you got it in one.
Yeah. Wait, it was objections. You said questions.
Sorry.
Oh, I hit the mic. Sorry. I've got something in my...
Alright, that's my line. There you go.
Crazy. What the fuck is in my eye?
Absolutely no one. No one at all.
I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything?
No one. Not a single soul. Deep sea creatures. What if we glowed?
Yeah. My sister actually has some glowy fish.
Remind me... Oh, that reminds me. I gotta plug, was it a tabletop game that should be... I think it's at this very moment, it's still coming out, but by the time this is uploaded, it'll probably be out. It's called Descent into Midnight.
Well, it's going to be uploaded tomorrow, so...
Yeah, but as in, like, it's really close to being out.
Will it be out tomorrow by 8?
Possibly, yeah. I don't know, but it's called Descent into Midnight. It's an RPG, and you just take your, like, favorite, like, weird creature from like the ocean, and then you play that, and because the character creation is really like flexible, like there's just a whole bunch of like wacky stuff you can put together. Like Jeff and John from System Mastery, shout out to System Mastery, they were the ones who I heard it from. And Jeff was like, "Oh yeah, my first character was I was just goofing around, so I made a vampire squid that is also a vampire."
So a vampire squid that is also a vampire?
Yeah, so I think it's got like 7 arms that have like these like sort of what's the word? That are sort of like finned, like webbed fingers kind of.
Wait, I thought
and it's got like little pointy bits.
That squid said 6.
Yeah, it's like a weird one, but like but it's like it just looks really freaky, and it was like, what about one of those, except like it's also literally a vampire. It's just sneaking around the ocean and like drinking blood. And then one guy played as like a school of fish.
Wait, so vampire squid is a real thing?
Yeah. It's just, they're just not in the same way that like vampire bats
aren't actually vampires.
Yeah, but they have like certain predatory traits. Well, it's like that, but with squid. I wouldn't be surprised. Which, it's kind of funny because
we had a vampire bat that was also a vampire.
Yes, but then it would. It's okay. I got this new idea for my character and. My character in Descent into Midnight is a very muscular squirrel scientist. Oh, but yeah, like, oh man, I gotta get that. If I had my laptop,
and he hangs out with Squirrel Girl.
I'd ring that up immediately, and then I'd play it with you, cause man, we gotta make a play date for that, cause it's good stuff.
I'd be down for that.
Very well.
Very well, I'll play this game with you.
I see that you chose Vent Worm. How are you going to play a Vent Worm?
Well, you see, it's a Vent Worm that knows karate, like all the martial arts. It knows all the martial arts. It can grapple you with its head. It just grabs you with its non-existent teeth and just goes wah-bah, flips you over.
Oh man, now I'm imagining like a martial arts fish. Dude, the first thing that came to mind wasn't even a deep sea creature. I was thinking, like, when someone says, "Oh, what's something that would be fun to play?" I immediately think thresher shark, because it's not like the biggest or baddest shark, but it's got like a big whippy tail that it like whips through the water, and it creates like a little like aquatic sonic boom that stuns krill, and then it just eats the krill.
Does it whip it good?
Yes.
Does it whip it real good?
Yeah, evolutionarily speaking, it is quite real good at whipping. But yeah, I just love that because like you've got like basking sharks and whale sharks that just have these massive mouths, you know. Yeah. But with thresher sharks, they just go up to a school of fish and just like snap at them, and it just stuns a bunch of them, and then they just grab a handful of those. It's a weird evolutionary like split from the other sharks.
Right.
This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, a thresher shark. I mean, not guilty.
Miles Edgeworth was not a thresher shark.
I like to imagine that they do have confetti like stuck in the ceiling. They got a thing that drops it.
Yeah.
That is all. This court is adjourned. Wouldn't it be this court is like dismissed?
Adjourned.
Oh,
come on!
Did someone just say objection?
It wasn't Von Karma.
Yeah, it wasn't low enough for that.
But that means, oh boy!
Here we go again. I got a chai soy latte for Hal Guy. Hal Guy?
Here we go again.
Check out Helga's Hal Guy animation sometime.
I told so that was like it was a thing we saw on Twitter. It was just like this person.
Yeah, it was Helga Draws or whatever.
And the name on her Starbucks cup was Hal Guy, and so she was like, she gave herself a beard and like became Hell Guy and like everyone loved her. And him,
yeah.
It was a him at that point.
Oh yeah, they just like adjusted it down an octave. It's like, I'm Hell Guy. It's good to be king.
But then like at the end,
and it's like, we got a chai soy latte for hot dog.
Hot
dog,
oh, brother.
Here we go again. And they just show up in like a hot dog outfit.
Eat me!
Eat me!
And the guy she yells at just kind of like runs away.
And then it just cuts.
Just like, ah!
Oh man, we should send that last second of that video to Perfectly Cut Screams. I think that Twitter is just at like or something. It's called Perfectly. Have you ever seen that one?
No.
Perfectly Cut Screams?
No, but speaking of things yelling at you, I got attacked by a bird in Far Cry 4.
Yeah, that would have made a perfectly cut screen.
I got my camera out to like look at something, and like immediately as I got the camera out, a bird showed up and was just like ah, and I was like, oh, what? It's on my Twitter, Captain LJ Bird Dog.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, we recorded it. Oh, and also I told Taylor that Howl Guy makes me think of like Hal Jordan and Guy Gardner fused together.
Yeah,
and then he like made that.
Yeah, and then there's a drawing out there
that picture.
That's and it's in the Helga style, so it's like a big like egg sort of shaped head, and they just have like some brown hair and some red hair and like a hybrid jacket thing. Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm Helga.
Yeah, Taylor drew that.
That was good stuff.
Funny.
Your line.
Edgeworth.
Your Honor, I object to your judgment.
I object to your objection.
What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Revenge of the Sith. Nick, Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's gonna say he's guilty. Well, however, as we just determined,
he's not guilty of killing the Robert Hammond, though, so...
Yeah, plus, hey, just hold off until, like, tomorrow, because you did the whole, like, 15 years statute of limitations thing, and also you were an oxygen... I feel like we'd be able to do the trial pretty fairly, though, because it's like, bro, you were an oxygen-deprived child in an elevator in the dark.
Yeah.
There's really a lot of wiggle room there.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell them that he was a murderer in the DL6 incident. He's gonna tell them he killed his own dad. Then again, maybe... I mean, this is the universe where there's not a lot of nuance to crimes, though, where it seems to be more about, like, the, like, if you did or didn't do crime, rather than, like, what it actually entails.
Right.
And I'm like, what... And I bet in this universe they don't even have, like, different terms for, like, classes of murder, because, like... It's like, oh yeah, I threw a gun and I threw a gun that that I thought the attacker was going to use on my dad because he dropped it, and when I threw it, it hit a wall and shot the guy and shot my dad, which is something I would never intend to do. And it's like, oh yes, guilty of murder.
Raise an objection.
Objection. I'm gonna object.
Object? You want to object?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's just bother him.
Yeah. The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outclaim.
I object to your objection.
Didn't something like this happen yesterday, too?
Okay, fine.
I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed.
Yeah,
Never mind my stammering.
Yeah, I would just ask Edgeworth, be like, look, does it have to do with this trial? Because this trial is about this crime. Is it here? No? Okay. Please hold your thoughts until the next trial.
That would be hilarious. We must hear this news.
I'm already on trial. Double immunity.
We must hear Miles Edgeworth.
He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out.
Judge is over here like, God, I just want to go home. I haven't seen my granddaughter in like a week now.
I need to get back to the lake. I wanted to get a picture of Gordy. I got a bunch of these fishing challenges to do. I think I did all the hunting challenges in Far Cry 5. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream.
That was
Yanni Yogi
not
wasn't
just
the killer.
A dream. Sorry, it's a song. It's a song that I changed to fit the appropriate situation.
Well, I mean, we're still might be in a dream. Snake Eater. What was that?
That was me singing Snake Eater.
I was trying to give you the signal, but you're a little behind.
I was focused on another song because it was like, what was it? It's like, but that was just a dream.
You say losing... he's just a dream.
No, still a different one. It was losing my religion or something like that. Losing my religion.
Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer.
It was Mr. Jenkins.
You mean the incident where your father died?
At least I think that's the same song. Maybe I'm mixing up two different songs. Man, I don't know.
From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day.
What kind of day, though? Was it like an overcast, or was there like no clouds?
Like an eclipse.
Was there
clear as a day with an eclipse.
Clear as a day with a solar eclipse and an overcast.
The murderer. The criminal in the DL6 incident. It was me.
Who's been eating all this candy?
It was me. Hold on, I gotta add that to the list.
Oh yeah,
Your Honor. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6.
Fabulous! Sorry.
My DNA test came back. It turns out I'm 100% stinky. Oh, hold on, that doesn't make sense in context. So... I saw this person there playing with a dog, and it's like, I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100%, and they just like zoom in on the dog. Stinky.
Huh.
It's very cute. Okay, show bingo card. Let's see here. And I'm gonna put that, I'm gonna put that under TED Talk lyrics. It was me.
Yeah.
There we go. I've got like 18.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you should put Far Cry on the bingo card.
I am guilty for DL6. The statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me. Well, that's the thing. I want to put Far Cry on there, but it's the thing. The thing is, that's just a game that you're currently playing.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of our callbacks are stuff that like are recurring jokes and references.
That's true.
Usually. Order! Order!
Excuse me. Well, if Far Cry becomes like a recurring thing way after we've played them through them all, then we could add it.
I need this objection about as much as I need a hairbrush.
Well, I mean, you could use it on your beard.
Using a hairbrush on one's beard? What madness is this?
Yeah, well, your beard is just a bunch of chin hair. Like, literally.
The beard is just a bunch of chin hair.
Dude, now I'm just imagining what it would look like if we, like, took the beard and, like, put it on his head.
Oh, put it on his head?
It's just like, he's like Vegeta.
He would have, like, Jimmy Neutron hair.
Oh, yeah, that too. I was thinking Vegeta from DBZ.
Your Honor is having a brain blast. This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime.
By the way, one of my favorite...
As for rules of temple immunity, I'm gonna have to put this on a little file, and we'll cover this later.
By the way, one of my favorite things about Jimmy Neutron, one thing
a crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today! Ooh! Got a little excited there.
Can I...
I was gonna bring that up, yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy Neutron,
Jimmy Neutron. One of my favorite things about him is how he, like, has a machine that comes down and does his hair. And that's why it's all, like, in a weird swirly shape.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is that, like, it can style his hair in any style, but, like, he decided to go with the ice cream scoop.
Yeah, well, he's just a humanoid, what's the ice cream Pokemon?
Of Vanillux.
Yeah, he's one a Vanillux that became human.
Man,
Vanillux
what do you think is better, Pokemon that used to be human or humans that used to be Pokemon?
Taylor, Vanillux become human. What were you saying?
Ghost Pokemon become human.
Pokemon that become humans or humans becoming Pokemon?
Man, I would love a Pokemon game that's like...
Has there ever been an incident of a Pokemon becoming human?
Well, that's the theory behind... what is it? that was the theory behind the Ghost of Maiden's Peak, that the ghosts themselves was what was it? That you get a ghost from a human and then a ghost Pokemon from a ghost.
Huh.
Something like that. Or,
Well, that would be a human becoming a Pokemon.
But the ghost Pokemon emulates the ghosts, so they look human.
Huh.
They're not becoming like true human, but they are becoming the ghost of a human.
They're not Pokemon? Whoa.
It's too late. I made Pokemon real.
That's seriously one of the most terrifying moments in Pokemon for me. When I was a kid,
and it's like, what Pokemon? Who's that Pokemon? Those aren't Pokemon.
It's not a Pokemon. That's
it's
like
just ghosts.
Legit ghosts.
Oh no.
Oh man. Oh, it was terrifying.
Oh, luckily, along with my can of Repel, I also have can of Ghost Be Gone.
It's right next to the shark repellent.
Just start waving that folded fabric thing on a stick. Just like, I got my sigils, I got my wavy thing.
Be gone, ghosts!
I got an old-timey camera with the premium film.
Be gone, spirits, you are not wanted here.
Pokemon Snap, except it's all ghost. Dude, Pokemon Snap, like
Fatal Frame.
Make a sequel to Pokemon Snap and have one of the levels like a haunted house and it's got ghost
like,
Pokemon.
Just Fatal Frame.
I mean, it wouldn't be Fatal Frame, but that's what led into it. I was thinking, what if you had a ghost Pokemon Snap 2 and one of the levels is like a haunted house ride, you know?
Yeah.
You go through the haunted house and you get pictures of the ghosts.
Dude.
Oh, that'd be so good.
That'd be crazy.
Plus, it matches the style perfectly well because you're already in like a little thing that follows a rail.
Yeah.
A crime for which I read that one.
Oh.
Not really sure how I should deal with this, so I won't because I want to go home.
I want to see my family and do all the fishing missions with my family.
I think I should take a rest now. No rest for the best.
It's obvious. We hold a trial. Right here, right now. We try this man for his crime of 15 years ago. And what does the Clone Saga have to say about it?
I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. After 5 minutes, like, they start looking around and like the judge is just gone. There's just a note next to a big bulldozer-sized hole in the wall that says, "Sorry, I can't." Bringing it back. Hold on, I gotta add that to the list. Number 4, Dozer Clown.
Oh yeah. Dozer Clown. I got a flick. I was a love for a split second, and I cannot fast travel because hot singles are in my area.
Thank you for that, Lucha.
Thank you. I'm here all week.
You cannot fast travel while hot singles are in your area.
That was originally your joke.
And it's not even my original joke. I saw it as like a tweet or something, and I was like, that's pretty good.
December 2824 Pim particle dice strike card defeat Lobi no dot 2 Loba B.
Excellent. Should I add mispronouncing intro cards?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that should. I'm gonna put that in like first place because it's pretty reliable.
Yeah.
Sing intro cards. There we go. I'm sorry, Wright.
Yeah, well, you should be, dude.
I've just wasted all of your effort.
I want to go home.
Bro, please. Come show. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you killed your dad. Well, look, I didn't think there'd be that many buffalo in the elevator.
Look, man, you killed your dad, you buried its guts. I know you were expecting some kind of tree, but that's not how humans work.
Yeah. I killed an eel and buried its guts. It grew up an eel, now you got cocoa eels. I didn't want to believe it myself, detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the that's legally speaking, that's irresponsible.
Yeah.
This is what happens when someone takes all their law classes, but they don't take any classes in philosophy or humanities.
Right.
They're like, yes, this is all math. That's how it works. And it's like, bro, you gotta, as a prosecutor, you really should know the difference between, like, you know, stealing gold from a bank vault and stealing, like, baby formula to, like, feed your kid from, like, a supermarket.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Just crazy.
You know what's crazy is that in the few bits of gumshoe he's just had, he didn't say pal in any of them.
This is crazy. Does is crazy. Crazy make four up for an adjustment. Just like you.
He hasn't said pal yet. Does he not say pal when he's all serious?
It's just, yeah, it is odd that he hasn't said pal yet.
I'm so used to it. Maz, you should be punished for keeping us in this courtroom.
Nick, what are you doing? Isometric exercise. He's got one leg on the windowsill. He's on his way out. Just doing some stretches.
There's the dozer cloud outside, like waiting for him. It's like talking.
The engine's running. You can hear it. Just.
We gotta go.
2 for 2.
Oh yeah.
Nick, what are you doing?
Judge is like on the front seat with the clown, like, let's go.
No, he's not in the seat. There's only one seat. It's just you sit in the bucket in the front. So he's just in there, and he's got like a newspaper, and he's already changed out of the robe. He's got like a Hawaiian shirt and like a Panama hat.
They're like on their way to Los Angeles or something, California. Go to the beach. We're going to the beach.
He just folds it up, and he looks over, and he's just like. I don't know how to describe the gesture. He's just like waving.
It's like remember in John Wick 3 where John showed up and it was like, I need guns, and the dude in there just kind of like put his hands up like, look at all the guns. it's that.
Yeah. The arms open.
It's the arms open where it's just like, well, look around, fucking do you now? I wonder where you could possibly get more guns, John Wick.
No, I'm sorry, we out of that.
Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more.
If you look through the transcript, there's a lot of moments where you ask me questions about a thing I just said. And the judge does that too.
Yeah.
Wait. What if her dad is the judge? Actually, no. Her like granddad would be the judge.
Plot twist. I'm still thinking about the judge in the bucket with the clown waving at Phoenix. In the windows.
In this world, there's one man you can call, and it just shows the phone. It just says clown.
Dozer clown.
Okay, for future reference, Dozer Clown will be played by Danny DeVito.
Yes.
He's not in like full-on clown makeup. Like he's in minimal clown makeup, where like he just seems more like a Joker goon than an actual like performing clown.
Yeah. We're going to the beach. I'm done with this place.
The bucket on the dozer has like some rough like spray paint writing on it that says, "Are you not entertained?" It's got like balloons tied to the back near the exhaust.
On the other side it says, "Why so serious?"
It says, I'm trying to think of what a clown would put on a bulldozer.
Someone like reads the "Are you not entertained?" on his vehicle as they're like talking to him, and the guy's just like, "I'm sorry, you're not entertained? Have I failed to entertain you?" Because like he's like Voss from Far Cry 3. He just turns into Voss for a minute.
No.
He's like, dude, sorry, I've been playing a lot of Far Cry 3. Now Voss is on my brain.
Stop. You're like.
I'm getting my case ready.
Your case for Andrew. Hi, I'm the Maya. Hi, I'm the guy in the sweater who asks all the obvious questions. That's actually a bit that I really liked. Like most of the a lot of the bits, a lot of the jokes in the Cat in the Hat movie, like were, but like that one about like, hi, I'm the guy in the sweater who asks all the obvious questions. Like that just landed at home for me for some reason.
Yeah. Turns out Cat in the Hat's 360. What was it called? 360 Mas something credenza. You know, the big vehicle thing. No, it's 300 something moss covered credenza. How do you not know? It's the big thing that he drives with like all the hands and shit.
No, that's the slow.
No, it's the credenza. Well, then what's the credenza?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's.
I'm pretty sure it's the one with all the hands.
Hold on, let me look it up. We gotta stop the stream. I'm looking up Dr. Seuss.
I always thought it was a big cabinet that you could like pick.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss hand car.
My grandma's chiming in. She's also trying to figure out what the credenza is.
I think it's
Alright.
A wardrobe?
Okay, so I got a picture of what I'm looking for,
okay.
But it doesn't have a description here.
Well, yeah, that's the credenza.
Hold on.
Well, we're still looking.
That's Dr. Seuss car. It's just called Dr. Seuss car. Dr. Seuss Wacky Machines? What the heck is
like
that?
300 moss covered credenza thing. He sings a whole song about it.
I was thinking of the what is it?
I forgot where I was going with this bit. What were we even talking about?
We were talking about how Maya asked obvious questions, and that she's playing the guy in the sweater who asked all the obvious questions.
About Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, and then you brought up, what's that vehicle he drives? And I was thinking of the one that's just called Slow.
I was going to do a bit about it, but now I can't remember what the bit was.
Speedy Lightning operational vehicle.
What if the Dozer Clown stole the credenza thing?
That's
Take him a new ride.
That's his upgraded vehicle.
But instead of like hands, it's just buckets. Just a bunch of other buckets.
Oh no. Bruh, your case for what? Please read the line.
Oh. Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent.
Oh, this is moss-covered three-handled family Gradunza.
Gradunza.
Hold on. Wait, let me see. Gradunza.
Moss-covered 300 family Gradunza.
Alright, so here. Let's see. Moss-covered three-handled family Gradunza is a song that only appeared in the 1971 cartoon The Cat in the Hat. There's a Gradunza snitcher in the house. Things will never be the same without... Oh, that's the lyrics.
But it doesn't have a picture of it?
Yeah, oddly enough.
That is weird. So it's not the one with all the hands?
It's this, but that seems like more of an indoor vehicle.
I guess. Anyone out there that knows Dr. Seuss lore, help us out.
Look, this is the moss-covered three-handled family credenza.
Credenza with a C?
Well, because he says Gradenza, but this is an actual credenza that has three handles. It has a top drawer and left and right bottom drawers, and it's covered in moss.
Huh.
Yeah, that's what he inherited.
Huh. All right, that was a huge distraction. Sorry about that.
The F in the chat.
What? Bro.
What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it.
There's the pal that I was looking for.
He confessed that he did it in court.
In court.
I'm sorry. No, that's you. I have the feeling that you're gonna say.
I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare.
What?
It's just a dream. it's not real. It's not the real life. It's a fantasy.
Is it weird that my objection is that if it was semi-automatic made in the last like several decades, it wouldn't have gone off if he threw it? Only like old-timey revolvers or ones that have like fundamental safety flaws will go off if you drop them. Or at least that's how they're supposed to be. Folks at home, please don't drop guns to see if they fire. I'm sure someone's already done the science on it, and it's much safer.
Just gets to like Archer. He's like, no, drop it. Do you know how bad that is for it? I will gently place it on the floor.
That's the thing. It's not that's the thing. You should also not drop a firearm because although it probably won't go off, it's not good for the actual mechanics. They've got some delicate bits in there.
Yeah.
You know, that's the funny thing. Guns are often made of like solid metal, but like because of their like mechanical parts, they're not really meant to be. Yeah, they're not meant to be bopped around.
Yeah. The truth is right here in
this here
court
record.
In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I just want to go home.
I think we should call this one a night.
Yeah.
Pick up the next song.
Look. Let's get back to the courtroom and then we'll call it a night.
All right.
I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me.
Right. I need you to go and find pieces of evidence from every place you've been so far. Let me do this one. December 28, 230 Pim District Quart Courtroom Nom 2 3.
Perfect. Okay, we're back in the courtroom.
Now then, I would like to resume our trial.
Yeah, we can do that next time.
Resumes trial, immediately saves, leaves the trial.
Oh my god.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Man, Dr. Seuss, he must have not had a whole lot to inherit in his family line if all he got was a moss-covered three-handled credenza.
Dr. Seuss was a fucking genius.
What a legend.
Yeah.
I like, you know what I proposed back when I was a kid that I didn't realize, like, was already a thing? Or that everyone was already doing, was, reading Dr. Seuss, as, like, a song or a rap.
Huh.
Because, like, when you read Dr. Seuss, it rhymes, so you can just read it to a rhythm, and now you get a song.
1 foot, 2 foot, red foot, blue foot.
It's about fish, not foot.
Whatever. One fish.
Dr. Seuss presents Quentin Tarantino.
What was the one that was about?
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
Yeah, but what was the one about feet? There was one that was about feet.
I'm not sure.
Can't remember.
Because I don't know what would rhyme with foot.
I don't know either. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue
Put
fish.
your foot in a butt, and it'll be good.
Dude, there was this comedian guy that was talking about how he knew someone back in college that was a pathological liar. So he would like.
I've met a few people like that.
Yeah, me too.
And the weird thing is, like, the weird
hold
thing.
On, I'm telling
Oh,
the story
okay.
here.
I'll tell my story.
And so he was doing a bit about it, and he was like, yeah. So I would just like ask him questions just to see what kind of adventure his mind would take me on.
Oh, so like, oh, you ever been to?
So he's like, hey, I go to him and be like, hey, how did that fishing trip go? And he was like, oh, it was great. I caught like 300 in like 60 minutes. That's a lot. And he was like, yeah, I had to fight off bears during it. How did you catch them? I go in the river and I wait for them to jump up and I slap them into the shore. So it's just
just like a bear.
Yeah, so it's just like slap a salmon, punch a bear, slap a salmon, kick a bear, grab a bald eagle, fly away to freedom.
That's how I trained.
That's how.
In between the slapping bees.
In between the slapping bees.
No, it's funny because I knew a few like pathological liars when I was growing up. But like the funny thing is that like from my perspective, and because I met all of them between like elementary school and like high school, my experience with them was never like, oh, here's like someone who's trying to be like manipulative. It was just like someone whose brain is in a constant mode of improv.
Right.
Like once you set that as like what's going on in their head, that like I mean, that's not like every person who's like a pathological liar, but like the thing is that like when there's this one guy, he wasn't very popular at my school, and I tell that he was always lying because he would just come up with the most random stuff.
Yeah.
And I know that the stuff that he told that seemed like it was like plausible was the stuff that you could tell he was like embellishing over time.
Right.
But the common thing was that he was always improvising, and so it really was. If you have that and you see it as like a sort of like disability, just leverage that into improv because your brain's already great at doing it.
Right.
Like, because like I asked him like. I was talking to him and he was like, "Oh, let me tell you this joke. Okay, so this guy is climbing a skyscraper and he's got like 4 suction cups, and he keeps telling the story, but it just keeps going on. Or it's like, oh, and then he reaches into his pocket and
he's gone. It just
he reaches into his pocket and he's like, that's not my cell phone, and he throws that, and he reaches in his pocket and he takes out a balloon. He's like, that's not mine, and I'm like, what's the punchline? And it's like, hold on. So he reaches in his pocket and it's like, oh, that's Oprah, and that's not mine. Like, and I'm like, but what's the punchline? What's the joke? he just kept going. And the funny thing is, like, the joke would have been so much funnier if that was the center point where the joke was improv comedy, where he just kept like rolling with it. It was But yeah, that's the funny thing, that the part of your brain that like takes something and immediately like puts something on it. Like when you're trying to tell a story and you can't remember something, and then your brain goes, oh well, I'm gonna come up with something that sounds reasonable and just fill in the blanks because otherwise the story just doesn't work. That part of your brain is the same part that you use for like improvising, which is why like I've gotten although like I don't really tell a lot of lies, but I improvise a lot. So I'm used to, like, when you're rolling with a story, you can just kind of come up with something.
Yeah.
Shout out to, hey, any of y'all got problems with like compulsive lying? See if you can become a game master and run some games and just write up some stories. Just make sure that like you understand the importance of like honesty with like setting up like what's happened and what didn't happen in the story.
Yeah, right. Oh, well, I'm gonna go watch this Mondo Media show.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go watch the show together. That should be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So,
thank you so much for joining us. I've been Taylor.
I've been Lou Jack.
Remember to take care.
Stay awesome.
Have a beautiful day.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.